Hey guys, welcome back to another portfolio update. Today we're going to start off talking about crypto. So as you can see here, been having a bit of downward pressure just today, but also over the past probably couple months, it's actually been pushing down quite a bit on crypto. There's lots of different opinions out there about what's happening in the short term, what's happening in the long term. And my opinion is pretty much short term, don't know, long term, gonna go up. It's a pretty standard opinion. A lot of people kind of tend to lean towards that opinion. Short term is kind of hard to predict, it's more of a trader's job. But long term investors focus on where it's going long term, obviously. So crypto, yeah, I feel like in the long term, the potential use case is just too good for all the different cryptos that exists to move down consistently over the next 2-3 years. I don't see that happening. I know of there's been some articles going out saying the big crash and then the stagnation is common for especially Bitcoin, and generally all the other coins follow. And I believe they were saying the last time, 2017, it took 3 years for Bitcoin to push back into all-time highs again. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case this time. But even if it were, if you invest at, say Bitcoin crashes down to 25k and it goes back up to 40, it hasn't broken into all-time highs, but if you invested at 25k, then you've still made a lot of money. So even if things are going to take a long time to recover, investing in dips is always the way to go, in my personal opinion. But yeah, again, this is not financial advice, so do with it as you will. So these are all the coins I hold. I'm pretty much just spread across these coins. It's a bit of an uneven spread. The higher conviction I have, the more money I put into it. So my highest conviction, Theta, Ethereum, ADA, BNB, and XRP. I hold Bitcoin just for the sake of holding it, really. It's the biggest crypto and supposedly the most stable. So yeah, I just hold Bitcoin for the sake of holding it, even though I think the other coins have a greater use case. Yeah, I don't think Bitcoin's gonna disappear anytime soon, though. It's still gonna be a big, the biggest market cap crypto, in my opinion. But I feel like the use cases of the others are just slightly more appealing and useful. Yeah, pretty much covers it for crypto. So stocks, doing very well. Up this week, $717, so a bit slower than the past few weeks, but yeah, still moving upwards, which is great. If you have a look, you can see all of the total returns. We've got just a few left in the negative. Actually, I think MicroStrategy they just dropped into negative today. That was the day change, so they were positive yesterday. But yeah, now negative on MicroStrategy again, but yeah, MicroStrategy is very volatile and fluctuates heavily with the price of Bitcoin, which makes sense. Yeah, Coinbase is probably the only stock that I would still consider adding at current prices. And if Corsair were to weaken below 30, I'd also want more Corsair. That's pretty much all I'm looking at the moment. I was a little bit interested in Smile Direct Club, SDC, but considering my cash availability at the moment, I've decided to sideline that one, as well as Fubo TV. I was starting to look into it, but I just don't have the time or the cash at the moment, so sideline that one as well. One of today's movers was SPCE, so they moved 38.8% today, as you can see in the graph. Or they opened significantly up. I think they opened like 18% up. I'll show it over here. Yeah, so 38.5% up since what it was. And yeah, 54% up in the past 5 days, which is pretty insane. Stretch it out a bit more, past month, 107%. So SPCE is doing very well since the was May 13th. Is up 260%. So I'm glad I held that. I was significantly down on this position though when it got down here. This is the news that it received that gave it this huge bump today. So they've got FAA approval, which is the Federal Aviation Administration, to fly passengers into space, essentially. So the stocks jumped. This specific article is speculating that they could beat Jeff Bezos to space, but I don't know. He's already got his planned, and as far as I know, they don't have any plans to beat him to space, so if you're not planning on doing it, it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty positive news for a business like SPCE, a speculative business that's, had huge positive news towards reaching their goal. So yeah, obviously that's going to move a stock that's been significantly down off all-time highs. It's obviously going to push it up a lot. In fact, pretty close to all-time highs. Madness. Yeah, so I hold that position over here. Virgin Galactic Holdings, just a small position. I put in $726 US. I actually had a bit more in, but I pulled some out here and then added some here. So yeah, ended up with 726, and I've made almost $1,000 US from that position, which is not bad. You can see all my buys and sells on the graph here. So these are buys, sold up here, a couple more buys down here. Unfortunately didn't catch the very bottom of the dip. I wish I had more money back in May to buy the dip more, but didn't have much at the time. Still don't have much. Seems to be a common trend with me. Just keep getting unexpected expenses and money just disappears. The current unexpected expense is a $5,000 plumbing bill. In my house renovation, I was not expecting anything near that much. I was expecting maybe $2,000 at the most. And yeah, I was quite surprised to get that. Yeah, this is my Interactive Brokers account. Hold these two positions in here. Cost basis of, I put 2,000 in, so 175 up. Not much to see there. My Hatch account. Corsair Gaming slightly in the negative, but barely, pretty much break even. So Workhorse is the only one negative left here. Workhorse is actually an interesting one. If anyone bought Workhorse in the dip, same as SPCE, they are doing incredibly well for themselves. Up 108%. I mean, not quite the same as buying SPCE stock, because they're up 260% since 13th of May, which is a huge move in just like a month and a half. I believe Stitch Fix has had a pretty good movement as well. Not quite the same, 53%. But yeah, that's still very good movement. Zoom it out, it looks a bit more significant. Pretty much anything that was bought around May is done well. Any of the stocks that were beaten down in May have done very well over the past month and a half. Yep, this is my Sharesies portfolio. Still some positions in the red. Cirrus Logic, pretty much, this is probably one of my lowest conviction stocks. It's just kind of sitting there, small position, and I'm not really doing anything with it. Coinbase, still in the negative. If I had more money, I'd look to buy more. I could look at liquidating this position in order to buy Coinbase, but we'll see, depending on what the price of each stock does. MicroStrategy, yep, down still, but that looks to be it. Yep, everything else has pushed back into the positive, and we're regaining a few over 100% gain stocks like Stitch Fix. I mean, its high was like 250% gain, but I mean, it's over 100. Can't complain about that. And yeah, SPCE is pretty much at all-time highs. Yeah, portfolio is doing really well. Cost basis of $40,000 on the whole portfolio, so it's $19,440 profit, which is very good in my opinion. Almost 50% return. I've been in the market a little bit over a year now. I first started in April, round about like the 1st of April 2020. So what does that put me at? About 1 year, 2 months almost. So yeah, I haven't been in the game very long, so keep that in mind when you're listening to what I say. I'm not the most experienced in the market. I'm just kind of sharing my opinion, so you can hear my opinion and kind of see where it aligns with yours. But yeah, portfolio is doing really well. I'm happy with it. Last thing I will talk about is my house. So today is 26th of June. I have the whole of July, and I have in like 2 days in August before I go away for work for 6 weeks. And my goal is to finish my house renovation before I go away. Otherwise my house will be sitting empty for 6 weeks, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, I just got the unexpected $5,000 plumbing bill, which isn't good. Pretty much because it's such an old house, 1966 build, somewhere around there, 1960s. I have to replace a lot of the waste pipes and also just like the tap pipes to fit like how a new installation would be configured. So like the toilet, the waste pipe is too close to the wall and needs to be moved further out, and with the bathroom sink, the waste and the tap pipes are both in the wrong place. They'd be coming up through the vanity, like, and the vanity is drawers, so would completely render the drawers useless. But yeah, once all that plumbing's work has been done, I can get back onto making progress in the bathroom and the toilet. And yeah, I'm just really hoping I can manage to get everything done in this month that I have, pretty much. And yeah, there's still some weird stuff that I need to get done, like insulation certificate and healthy homes certificate and all that stuff you need before you can rent a house out. Other certifications and checks and whatnot, and then I need to contact a property manager, and that will hopefully be like the last thing I do before I leave for going away for work. I'll just contact the property manager, and then it'll be their problem, hopefully, to just get it rented out for me. Yeah, so that's the plan. and then I should have an extra maybe $450 or so coming in per week, which should entirely cover my expenses on the house, like the mortgage, the insurance, the rates, and the property management fees should all be covered by the rent. So, but shouldn't really be cash flowing at all, I don't think, depending on what it gets marketed for, how much rent. But yeah, I'll leave that to the property management company. That's their area of expertise. If I am slightly cash flow negative, that's alright, because I mean, at the moment, I'm obviously living in the house by myself, and that is significantly cash flow negative. I don't need a whole house, so when it's finished, when the renovations are finished, I do not want to be staying here longer than I need to be, because it's a big expense. But yeah, as soon as I get it done, I'll be renting it out, and I'll have more money for stocks and crypto. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this portfolio update. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you would like to help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching. See ya.